Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. So I just wanted to make a video just for anyone who is either contemplating going into a Master of Social Work program, aka MSW, or for incoming students who have been accepted. So I'll break it down by several different categories. So the first one I'll touch on is financial aid. So with grad school, MSW is not exempt. You do not get grants, unfortunately. You do not get Pell grants or anything like that like you do in college. What you do get are federal loans. So the federal loans, they must be repaid and so forth. My recommendation is that you stick to the federal loans. Like, as annoying as federal loans are, student debt is ridiculous. You get a little more wiggle room with government issued loans versus going out and getting a private loan. So when you get a private loan, they expect the money back, period, when you're done with school. You don't get as much leeway as government loans where you can get deferment and forbearance if you can't afford to pay it. You also get afforded the opportunity for scholarships. So scholarships, I feel like it's so cliche to say they're there. They are there, but we all know, like, no one wants to log on to scholarships.com, weed through like 2,000 different scholarships just for you to only be eligible for like 2 or 3, and then they want you to write like a 10-page paper on why cats are great or whatever. No one has time for that, alright? So your best bet for scholarships is reaching out to your program and seeing if they have any scholarship opportunities for MSW students. A lot of them do, so I would reach out. You can also look into tuition reimbursement. So if you're working either part-time or full-time, see if your job gives you reimbursement for the classes that you've taken. Usually it's capped at like $3,000 a year, but it's still better than nothing. That's $3,000 you don't gotta worry about paying it for, or getting back in your pocket. So your school can break down your financial aid in many ways. So my school tends to give us an award letter. Basically, the award letter comes out during the summer. They tell you, hey, this is how much we're estimating for you to get in student loans. So usually mine is always $20,000, $20,500. That's usually mine. It's always been mine for the past 2 upcoming 3 years in the program. So basically you have 2 options. Option A, they send you the award letter and let you know that you're getting $20,000 for the year. Your class during the fall may be $7,000. Your class during the spring may be $7,000 as well. So what they'll do is you can either say, hey, give me my refund each semester. So if your tuition is $7,000 for fall and $7,000 for spring, what they usually do is give you $10,000 each semester. So you use up all the $20,000 total. So each semester, fall and spring, you'll get $3,000 back, totaling $6,000. However, keep in mind you take summer classes. So your summer class is going to cost you between like $5,000 to $6,000. So it's a good option if you're good at saving, or if you know for a fact that even if you're going to use that $3,000 in the fall and spring, that you're going to be able to make that $5,000 back in time for summer when summer starts. So it's a good option for people who may be working and need that little monetary help, like to pay for their rent and stuff like that. But it's not good if you're not good at managing your finances. So option B is you can say, hey, just give me flat how much my tuition is, don't give me a refund. So fall and spring, they'll give you the $7,000 respectively, and when summer comes around, they'll give you the $5,000 or $6,000 to pay for your summer class credited to your term bill. So that's a great option for people who may not be very good with money. As for what else is there with finances? I don't think that's it. Go to a program that you can afford, okay? That's what I wanted to touch on too. So when I was looking for programs, I was looking at several different programs. One of them was USC, one of them was Fordham, and my top choice was USC, and it was just so expensive. I'm sure it's a great school, but I'm not paying 6 figures for a social work degree. And it's not to say that, a social work degree is less than, it's just to say that you have to be honest with yourself and the market, okay? there's money to be made in social work, don't get me wrong, like, and I'll touch on that. So don't make anyone, try to make you feel bad for picking the field that you picked. But it takes time to get there, okay? So you don't want to be struggling and hating your job and not really getting the full experience to where you can actually enjoy what you're learning because you're so focused on paying back $100,000 in student loan debt. It just won't even make the career interesting or fun for you anymore. So I ended up choosing Rutgers. That is my alma mater, undergrad. I went there in person, and I chose it for multiple reasons. The first reason is I was just used to it already. I was used to the online format, so why fix what's not broken? And two, it was just more affordable. I believe it's about like $60,000. So that was a lot cheaper than a lot of programs, and it's a very good school, and it's a very respectable school at that. So that's why I picked my school. So pick a school that is tailored towards what you can afford and how much debt that you are willing to go into for your degree. Now, as for academics, so I also picked my program because of the format of the program. Pick a program that is geared towards your learning. So look at what each school offers. I wanted a program that I could do online because I still wanted to work full time. So that is a fully online program. Typically, fully online programs are only part-time, which means it takes 3 years to complete. You also have the option of doing hybrid programs, which is half your classes are online and half your classes are in person. And then you have the traditional route where you take full-time credits and you go to the school in person, you sit in a classroom. So typically those programs take about 1 year to 2 years. So if you don't work full-time, or if you just want to get it done and out the way, those may be better options for you, because it is kind of tiring taking classes for 3 years. I'm kind of over it, and I'm going into my 3rd year. But I liked my format because my format for my program was that we do our program in modules. So basically when the semester starts, all the modules are open, module 1 through 15, because the semester is 15 weeks. And I like the module because, let's say the class opens up on Monday, okay? So day 1 is considered Monday, and then you have until Friday, which would be day 4 or day 5, whatever, to make an initial post or to start working towards your assignment for the week. By Sunday, you must respond to your other students or be done whatever assignment that you have for the week. So, I like modules because, let's say you have free time. Like, for instance, this whole COVID thing that just hit. I was home for like 3 weeks, and I was just like, let me just finish this semester. So out of the 3 weeks, I spent 1 week just zooming through the assignments and just going through them and finishing them. So even though the semester ended, I think May 6th, I was already done like April 13th. Like, I was done. That was it. So that's good about modules. A lot of programs that I saw, they were requiring students to like log on at like 7 p.m. on like a Tuesday. And they were like, yeah, make sure you log on 7 p.m. on Tuesday so we can have live classes, turn on your webcam. And I'm just like, don't want to do that because like I may want to work, or I maybe just want to sleep. Like, I don't want to feel obligated. Like, I don't like restrictive things, okay? It's just a personal thing. So I like to have the freedom to do what I do. Might be the Sagittarius in me, I don't know. But pick a program that's tailored to what you like. Don't go into a program that makes you miserable because you don't like how they teach. Now, field placement. So you are required to complete 900 hours total by the end of grad school. Okay, that is the NASW standard, not NASW, the CSWE standard, the Council for Social Workers. You must do that. So you have 2 types of placements. You have your first placement will be your generalist placement. That will be your very first placement. You have less hours. It's just a kind of way to kind of get you used to field placement. You do that for about 3 or 4 semesters, depending on your program. I'm speaking for my program because I did online, which makes things a little different. So I was part-time and online. So, your generalist requirements may be a little different, but this is just a general idea of what it is. And then after that, you have your clinical placement. So that is the hours go up a little more when you get into your clinical year. So your field placement, a lot of concerns that I've seen are people that are concerned about hey, how do I do a field placement that requires me to do about 15 hours a week? I work full time, I'm a parent, whatever the case may be, you're not a traditional student. So it's possible. And I say this, I can't emphasize this enough. Pick a program where your field liaisons and the field and the MSW administration respects you, okay? Pick that. That's very important because it's true. They can't guarantee that they can give you a placement from 9 to 5 hours, after 9 to 5 hours. It's just true. Like a lot of social work administration is open for 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So they can't guarantee that you'll get something on the weekends. But that shouldn't be the hill that they die on, okay? It shouldn't just be it and that's it. There's no accommodation. There's nothing that we can do to help you. From my personal experience, this is what happened to me. So when I was starting my field placement, a little bit the semester before I started, they placed me in a hospital social work setting. That was my main choice. So I was working at a hospital too, and it's gonna be a work study. I was gonna do my field placement at my job. And I hated my job. It had nothing to do with social work, so I can say that. I hated my job so freaking much. Like, I really hated this job. So I was so fed up, I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, I don't know if I can take doing my field placement. I don't know if I could take staying at this work just for the fact that I can do my field placement here. So I started looking for jobs and I got a job as a case manager. And I was super excited. And I thought my field liaison was gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, I just, you're telling me this a week before, like, everything. And she was actually really good. She was like, okay. And she went out, whatever she did as a field liaison, and found me a shelter that's open 24/7 to do my placement at. So basically it's possible, okay? So I'm not gonna hold you. I was tired. It was an experience. From June 2019 until March rather, because of COVID, 2020, I was going to work from 9 to 5 full time and from 5 to 11 on, I think about 3 days a week, I went to my field placement. So I was tired, but it was worth it because I enjoyed my job, my full-time job, and I was happy and I was okay, and that's what mattered to me. So do what is good for you, okay? I'm a very big advocate on people doing what works for them. Don't make yourself miserable for other people. Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Always put that first. That's my biggest advice. So as for pay, licensure, and all that, so I can't really touch too much about that. I think this is something that I would touch on maybe a year from now when I'm actually like a licensed or an MSW. But what I do feel that I can say based on observation is a lot of jobs, especially clinical micro jobs, are asking for your LSW. So my advice based off of my observations is just sit for the LSW, especially if you're not going into macro or policy work. Don't close doors on yourself unnecessarily because you don't have that LSW, okay? Now your LCSW is a little different. Like, unless you want to go into like private practice or independent practice, you don't need to get your LCSW. But for your LCSW, you must shadow an LCSW for 2 years and accumulate about a certain amount of hours. It differs by state. So, you want to just look into what that is like for you. Also, licensure varies by state as well. So, some states require a certain amount of hours, other states, everybody does things differently. So you got to really read into what your state requires. You can get transfers and stuff from what I've read. So if you're like in New Jersey, for instance, and you want to move to New York, I think that you can do something in that. So again, I'm not seasoned in that, so that's something you want to like look more into. I'm very big on credentials. I feel like I want to get as many initials after my name as possible, just so I can make myself as marketable as possible. So that is, my video. If you have any questions, if you have anything that you want me to touch on, please feel free. I'm more than happy. I'll make another video on whatever questions you may have. And thank you for watching.